Hi everyone. So today we are going to revise the given chapters nutrition in animals, nutrition in plants, and heat for our assignment 1. So I hope you people studied well. While studying, don't study only the notebook, consider your textbook also. So the first chapter, nutrition in animals. So in this lesson, the topics we have discussed already is what is nutrition, digestion, ways of taking food, how we are taking the food, because some animals are chewing, some animals are swallowing the food, some animals are sucking the food and all. So what ways they are taking the food, that is consuming the food, digestion in humans, then how the digestion is taking place, especially in humans. When we talk about humans, what are all the organs involved in this digestion and the functions of those organs, everything we have discussed. And digestion in grass eating animals. See, some animals are eating only grasses, that is herbivores. While considering that one, how this digestion taking place in their body, and how is digestion taking place in amoeba, that is in microorganism. So these are the topics we already discussed in our class. Based on these topics only we people written notes. Okay. So what are the process involved in digestion? So when we talk about digestion, what is digestion? Digestion is one of the process which is taking place in our body by digestive system. So, when we talk about digestive system, so many organs are involved in that systems. So, all that plays an important role, and some of them are doing some process. So, those process names were given here. Okay, so mastication, peristalsis, rumination, ingestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion, defecation. So these are the processes taking place when we talk about the word digestion. So all these words are given in your notebook also. What is mastication? Mastication is nothing but mixing of food with saliva in mouth. Is that process is mastication. Like that, when we talk about peristalsis, is a movement taking place by the food pipe, that is esophagus, that is the passage of food from the mouth to the stomach, no, by through esophagus by the movement of peristalsis. And when we talk about rumination, rumination is the process taking place only in grass eating animals, not in humans. And ingestion, absorption, assimilation, and digestion are the four different stages of digestion taking place in human body. Ingestion meaning intake of food, digestion means the whole complete food digestion, that is small intestine digestion is completed in small intestine, no, that process. Absorption means after digestion the foods are absorbed by the small intestine and then it transported through the blood to all parts of the body, and again they will assimilate there, that is called assimilation. Egestion, the undigested food will be excreted from the body, expelled out, no, that is egestion. Defecation is one of the step taking place in digestion, because undigested food are excreted from by the large intestine, isn't it? So by in the form of fecus, that is called defecation. So defecation is nothing but the removal of fecus is defecation. Digestion is undigested food, that is fecus, water, everything from the body is by the anus. It will at the last part of the organ involved in digestive system is anus. So by the anus the removal, the undigested food will be removed, no, that is digestion. So these are the process which are related with the term digestion. Next, organs involved in human digestive system. So human digestive system is otherwise called alimentary canal. Just I'm going to recall you once. So the first organ involved is mouth, otherwise we can say buccal cavity. So digestion starts from the mouth. So when we talk about buccal cavity, we have to think three important things. One is saliva, one is mastication, and another one is teeth. Saliva, teeth plays a major role in mouth, because digestion starts from the mouth. And if you talk about mouth, we are having these two things, that is tongue, teeth, and saliva. So these plays an important role. And mastication, and I already discussed, mastication is mixing of food with the saliva is mastication. That is chewing, everything comes with this. Okay. And when we talk about saliva, saliva is the juice secreted by salivary gland. It helps to digest only the starch. See, I told digestion starts from mouth. First of all, what is digestion? Breakdown of complex substances into simple substances. Especially in our food, we are having three major complex substances. That is carbohydrate, protein, fat. So, when we talk about carbohydrates, starch is one of the form of carbohydrates. So that starch alone is digested in the mouth, not proteins and not fats, and not it is a complete digestion, because even though it is digesting carbohydrates, it's not a complete digestion, only partial digestion is taking place. Then the food reaches into the food pipe. In food pipe, no digestion, just passing of food. So it takes only peristalsis movement is taking place. Then it reaches the stomach. In stomach also digestion taking place. Stomach is secreting the acid called HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. It also secretes mucus to protect that stomach from the acid. And digestive juice, it secretes digestive juice. For what purpose? To digest proteins, and it digests only proteins, not fats and all. Even though it digests protein, even it won't digest completely. So it is protein digestion is also partial digestion. Then it reaches small intestine. Small intestine secretes intestinal juice. So it also receives juices from liver and pancreas. So intestine is also producing some juice, that is intestinal juice. Along with that, liver and pancreas are also secreting some juices. That juices are also enter into the small intestine. So the digestion is completed only in small intestine. That is carbohydrates. I told in mouth only partial digestion takes place. So the remaining carbohydrates and partially digested carbohydrates, everything will be converted into glucose, simplest form of carbohydrate, and proteins are converted into simplest form amino acids. Fats are converted into their simplest form fatty acids. After digestion, absorption is taking place. Absorption is done by the villi, which is present inside the small intestine, that is finger like projections. They absorb the nutrients and then it transport those nutrients through the blood to all parts of the body. That is called assimilation. So everything is done within the small intestine. Then we have to talk about liver, because liver is also secreting some juice, I told, which is essential for the completion of digestion in small intestine. When we talk about liver, it is the largest gland and it secretes bile juice, that is helps to digest fats. And pancreas secrete pancreatic juice, that is also helps in the digestion of fat. So that juice once enter into the small intestine. So small intestine, liver juice, that is called bile juice, pancreatic juice and intestinal juice, three juice work together and complete the digestion. Okay. Then large intestine. So the digested food are absorbed by the small intestine. The remaining food is there no. It is undigested food that passes through the large intestine. In large intestine, it absorbs water and digestion takes place in this small large intestine. And what is diarrhea? Diarrhea is a watery stool which is frequently occur. That is called diarrhea. To rectify, so during diarrhea, loss of dehydration will be there. So to overcome that, we need rehydration. So ORS will be suggested, oral rehydration solution. See this thing is given in your notebook to study well. Now we are going to talk about digestion in grass eating animals. When we talk about digestion in grass eating animals, more or less it is somewhat related with that humans, but one additional organ is also present in animals, that is called rumen. So when we talk about this grass eating animal, we have to remember these terms: cellulose, rumen, curd, ruminant, rumination. What is cellulose? Cellulose is a component which is present in the cell wall. And where you can find the cell wall? In plants, because plants containing plant cells human see we our human body is made up of cells, isn't it? Like that plants also they are made up of cells. When we compare animal cell and plant cell, cell wall is absent in animals but cell wall is present in plants. That is the one of the main differences. Because of that cell wall, why? Because cell wall is made up of cellulose, and animals we can't able to digest that cellulose. So sorry, humans we can't able to digest that cellulose. So grass eating animals, I told plants are made up of cellulose, cell wall is made up of cellulose. So plants those are eating grasses, no, so they have to digest that cellulose. For that purpose rumen is present. Rumen is one of the organ which is present in the grass eating animals. So what they will do, once they are while eating, they won't chew the food, they will swallow the food first of all, and they will keep that food in the rumen for some time. Later they bring back the food from the rumen to the stomach, sorry, from the rumen to the mouth, and they will chew. So the food which is stored in that rumen, no, that is called cud. Okay, the animals which are doing this process, no, having rumen and bringing back the food, that is bringing back the cud, no, that is called ruminant, and this process is rumination. Have you understand? Plants are having cell wall. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. Generally humans cannot able to digest that cellulose. Plant eating animals can do that one because of the presence of rumen. Rumen is nothing but one of the organ which is present in the grass eating animals. They will swallow the food first of all and they keep it in the rumen for some time. That food is called cud. Then they bring back the cud from the rumen to the mouth and they will chew the food. So the animals doing this one is called ruminant, and this process is rumination. And when we talk about digestion in amoeba, it is a microscopic organism because they are very small. We can't see with our naked eye. We can see only with the help of microscope. And it can change its shape. And they are having false legs called pseudopodia. And they secrete some digestive juices for the digestion. And digestion takes place in vacuoles. Then next lesson, nutrition in plants. In this lesson we have talked about what is nutrition and what are the modes of nutrition. That is, there are two modes, autotrophs and heterotrophs. What is photosynthesis, how photosynthesis is taking place, what are the sources needed, sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. And what about parasites, what are parasites, insectivorous plants, saprotrophs, leguminous plants, symbiotic relationship. So these are the important topics we discussed in this lesson. So when we talk about mode of nutrition, different mode of, generally autotrophs and heterotrophs are the main division. Other than that, even though uh, plants are green in color, they won't, some plants do not have chlorophyll. See, what do you mean by autotrophs? Auto means self. Trophs means they are producing their food by themselves. So autotrophs means food preparation by themselves. They are autotrophs, plants. Because plants having chlorophyll pigment, so it can easily trap the sunlight, so they can prepare their food. What about heterotroph? Hetero means different. Trophs means preparing. So they get food from the different sources. They are heterotrophs like human beings, animals. Other than that, not all plants are preparing their own food, even though they are green in color. So those plants comes under these varieties. That is saprotrophs, insectivorous and all. Sapro means depend on other thing. That is dead and decaying organisms and all. And insectivorous plants, they eat insects. So hence they are insectivorous plants, and they are also called partial heterotrophs. Parasites, parasites means what? One organism lives on another organism and both will get mutually benefited. Sorry, parasites means organism which lives on another organism for their food, no, that is parasite. And for example, A is a host, B is a parasite which lives on A to get the food. Symbiotic means A and B both will get mutual benefit. A depends on B, B depends on A, means they are symbiotic relationship. Leguminous plants means legume plants, that is a pea plant and all. So these are the different modes of nutrition you can see in plants. And the third one, heat lesson. So in this lesson also you have to study notebook as well as you have to read textbook. Here sums are given and it was also solved. The solution is also given. So like this you practice yourself in your home. Convert the following Celsius value into Fahrenheit, that is 1 degree Celsius. So how we will do this sum? You have to apply the formula. So we are going to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit. So F is equal to 9 by 5 into C plus 32. 9 by 5 into C plus 32. 9 by 5 is constant value. C is Celsius. So here 37 is given. So apply that 37 plus 32. So first what you have to do, you have to complete the bracket inside you have to solve, then only you have to add. So 9 by 5 into 37, here what they have written 5 by 37, that is 5 and 37 they do division, so they get 7.4, then they multiplied 9 into 7.4, that is 66.6, then they add 32, so it is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. So you have to apply the formula. Then convert the following Fahrenheit value into Celsius. So here Fahrenheit is given, you have to convert into Celsius. So 100 degree Fahrenheit. So for that reciprocal of that formula, C is equal to 5 by 9 into F minus 32. So 5 by 9 into F 100 minus 32. I told first when the bracket is given, complete the bracket thing first. So 100 minus 32, 68. Then 5 by 68, so 7.5. So 9 into 7.5 is equal to 37.7 degree Fahrenheit. So like this you practice yourself. So all the best. Study well. Don't study what it is given in this video alone. Just it's a revision. Just I have told in oral way. Study all the thing in your notebook as well as in your textbook. All the best. Perform well.